Thank you. In today's video, we are going to be looking at the deadliest artillery system of the Russian army. Despite the fact that Russia's military is smaller than it was during the Cold War, it still has a formidable arsenal of howitzers, rocket launchers, and ballistic missiles. Weapons like the BM-30 Smerch multiple rocket launcher and the SS-26 Iskander ballistic missile can be used to project long-range firepower. Stay until the end of the video to see how the Russian artillery system compares to the US system. The first artillery system on our list today is the Tu-A36 Giatsint B. The Tu-A36 Giatsint B is a towed 152mm field gun developed by the Soviet Union and Russia. It entered service in 1975. The Tu-A36 is designed to neutralize and destroy enemy forces and equipment. It can also be used as a counter-battery fire. The gun has been tested in temperatures ranging from 50 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius and can be used in a variety of weather conditions. Russia, a number of CIS countries, Finland, and Iraq all use the weapon. During the conflict in Nar el-Bared, it was also used by the Lebanese army to fire into the heavily fortified refugee camp. Some of these guns may have arrived in Lebanon as a part of a large arms shipment from Iraq shortly before the end of the Lebanese Civil War. The Tu-A36 is equipped with a semi-automatic breech block, a recoil-powered hydropneumatic battery, and a chain-driven rammer for the projectile and case propellant charge. Hydraulic power is used to raise the carriage. The elevation is also controlled by a two-speed mechanism. The gun is equipped with a VOF-39 fragmentation shell and an OF-29 fragmentation shell. This shell weighs 46 kilograms and holds 6.73 kilograms of Hexal AIX-2. It also employs ZVO F-86 in conjunction with the OF-59 rocket-assisted projectile, which has a range of 30 to 33 kilometers and can destroy targets. It also has nuclear ammunition with yields ranging from 0.1 to 0.2 kilotons, as well as cargo shell 3013, which can carry dumb and smart submunitions as well as active and passive radio jamming. The gun is typically towed by a KRAZ 269-ton 6-truck or an artillery tractor such as the ATT, ATS-59, ATS, or MTT in Russian service. The Tu-S9 Nona S. The Soviet air assault divisions developed the Tu-S9 Nona S self-propelled mortar system. In 1989, the Soviet Army adopted this light and airdroppable vehicle. The first public sighting of the Tu-S9 Nona S occurred in 1985. Around 1,000 of these artillery systems were built, according to estimates. During the Soviet war in Afghanistan and both Chechenian wars, the Tu-S9 Nona S was successfully deployed. These self-propelled mortars were passed on to successor states after the Soviet Union fell apart. Russia currently has around 500 of these artillery systems in service. Azerbaijan, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Ukraine, and Uzbekistan are the other operators. A Tu-A51 120mm breech-loaded mortar is fitted to the Tu-S9 Nona S. It works with rifled rounds designed specifically for this artillery system, as well as any 120mm mortar mines. This mortar system can fire direct or indirect fire and can function as a mortar or howitzer. The maximum range of fire for ordinary projectiles is 8.85 kilometers, 12.8 kilometers for rocket-assisted projectiles, and 7.1 kilometers for mines. With rifled rounds, the minimum firing range is 1.7 kilometers, and with mines, it's 400 meters. Armored vehicles can be engaged by the Nona S. At a range of 1,000 meters, its armor-piercing round can pierce 600 to 650 millimeter steel plate. It can also be used with precision-guided munitions like the Kitolov 2. The Kitolov 2 laser-guided round has a maximum range of 9 kilometers and an 80 to 90% hit probability. The Tu-S31 Vina. In 1997, the self-propelled mortar system Tu-S31 Vina Vane was unveiled. The vehicle is intended to provide support for mechanized infantry formations. The Russian army has tested the Tu-S31 Vina mortar system. However, only in 2013 did it begin small-scale productions. In total, 15 units were shipped to Azerbaijan. A 120mm rifled gun mortar is mounted on the Tu-S31 Vina. It's an improved version of the Tu-A51 gun that's mounted on the Tu-S9 Nona S. Despite using the same ammunition, the Tu-S31 Vina has a longer firing range than the Tu-S9 Nona S. This mortar system can fire direct or indirect fire and can be used as a mortar or howitzer. Mortar mines have a maximum range of 7.2 kilometers, and gun shells have a maximum range of 13 kilometers. Heat, frag, and smoke are some of the munitions that can be used. Vina is compatible with all munitions designed for the 120mm combined gun mortar systems used by the Soviets and Russians. It is also capable of firing 120mm mortar shells. The Tu-S31 uses Kitolov 2M precision-guided munitions for precision attacks against armored targets. A 7.62mm remotely controlled machine gun is mounted on top of the roof as secondary armament. The Vina was equipped with a cutting-edge fire control system at the time of its introduction, ensuring a high first-round hit probability. Reconnaissance, target acquisition, navigation, and positioning systems are all part of the fire control system. The vehicle's crew consists of 4 members: the commander, gunner, loader, and driver. The 2S31 Vina mortar system is based on a BMP-3 IFV chassis that has been heavily modified. The UTD-29 diesel engine produces 500 horsepower and powers the vehicle. Vina is a fully amphibious creature. 2 water jets propel it through the water. The 2S4 Tailupan. In the late 1960s, the 2S4 Tailupan Tulip self-propelled mortar was developed. In 1969, the first prototype was completed. It was first used by the Soviet Army in 1971. The 2S4 Tailupan is currently in service with Russia and Kazakhstan, at least 2 units. By 2018, the Russian Army had 40 of these artillery systems in service, with another 390 in storage. These mortars will be refurbished and upgraded. The vehicle is equipped with a 240mm breech-bladed mortar mounted on the outside. The M240 towed mortar was used to develop it. The 2S4 can fire all of the mines developed for the M240, including HE, anti-armor, and chemical mines. A standard HE shell weighs 130 kilograms and has a range of 9.6 kilometers. With rocket-assisted shells, the maximum range of fire is 19 kilometers. Laser-guided munitions can be fired from the 2S4. The Tailupan could also fire ZBV-4 shells with nuclear warheads at one time. These were also designed to destroy cities and had a range of 9.6 kilometers and 19 kilometers with rocket assistance. Both Russia and the United States decommissioned their nuclear artillery units at the end of the Cold War. By the year 2000, Russia claimed to have destroyed all nuclear artillery shells, including the ZBV-4 shells for the Tailupan mortar. 2 automated drum-style storage areas hold the shells. There are 40 regular shells and 20 rocket-assisted shells on board. It can also fire ammunition from the ground. The maximum rate of fire is only 1 round per minute due to the weapon's large size and the weight of the ammunition. Small arms fire and artillery splinters are protected by the armor on this vehicle. For self-defense, a 7.62mm machine gun is mounted over the commander's turret. The 2S4 Tailupan is based on a Krug, Western reporting name SA-4 Ganef, surface-to-air missile system with a modified tracked chassis. Su-100P is the name of the chassis. It is propelled by a front-mounted V-59 diesel engine that produces 520 horsepower. We are going to show you how the Russian artillery system compares to the US. Be sure to subscribe to our channel to enjoy more content like this. Climax. Both the United States and the United Kingdom have developed aircraft with laser-guided and GPS-guided bombs as their primary means of long-range fire. However, while that strategy worked during the First Gulf War, it might not work now. Russian air defenses, such as the S-400 anti-aircraft missiles, may be able to keep NATO planes from hitting Russian armored columns and supply routes. Russian artillery and missiles could wreak havoc on NATO airfields, ports, and supply bases with their weapons. Ground troops would be pinned down by artillery fire while attempting to maneuver. If NATO air power can't get rid of the Russian guns, then the field artillery will have to do the job, not the Air Force. And US and British artillery may not be able to do the job well. What military do you think has the most advanced artillery? Be sure to watch our video on the A-10 Warthog here.